So today I'm going to be doing an oil change and valve check on this, I think it's a 2008 Suzuki 70, it's a DR-Z. So I'm going to do the oil change real quick. It's relatively easy. Here's your fill, and then the drain plug right down here. It's 12 millimeter, I believe. Let's see. There we go. So loosen that. I'm only changing it. It's just kind of the yearly change, I guess. So that easy, and it even tells right here 700 milliliters, and I think the manual says 1040. So I'm going to be putting 1040 back in here. Okay, all the oil drained out, drain plug back in, and tighten down. So, pull the filler dipstick off, and again, I think it's 700 milliliters. So I record here. I'm just gonna get it close and check it. And, Okay. The oil bottle, that's pretty close. So screw it in, and quick check. Looks pretty close. All right, I'm gonna go over to the other side and do a valve check on here. Okay, so I'm going to do a valve check on this also. I kind of straightened the bike up a little bit. You can see I have a kickstand on a board over here and a couple boards over here to keep it from falling over. Anyway, so you start out by pulling the spark plug. So these are, I'll go through the all the stuff you have to take off. So there's 2 bolts here on this cover that you have to pull out. So pull this cover. Over here there's so these are 10 millimeter, 10 millimeters. I think this is a 14 millimeter bolt here, and then I used a 3/8 Allen to take this, to loosen this up. It may be a 10 millimeter, but 3/8 works. And then to get to your valves, I'll show the one on the bottom first. So if you just roll under here to the bottom, 2 bolts here, both 10 millimeters. I tried to clean this off a little bit. There's still a little dirt, but I would suggest cleaning off pretty well before you do this. And then up here on the top also, there's a 10 millimeter here, 2 bolts, 10 millimeter. So pull this cover on the top, cover on the bottom, cover here, and bolt here, and then this cover here. Okay, so I've got my covers and this, they call it top dead center bolt. The valve inspection covers off, the camshaft gear cover off. So what you're going to do is, inside here there's a 14 millimeter, and you're actually going to turn the engine. You want to turn it counterclockwise. So it's a 14 millimeter. And 2 things you're looking for. Here on the camshaft there is there's a there's a little indent here, and then over here on this side, there's a groove cut in the housing. See if you can see it right here. So what you want to do is line up this indent with this groove over here, and also you want to make sure that there's a inside this top dead center hole, there is a little mark that you'll be able to see. It's just a line. So what we're trying to do here is again get the engine to top dead center before we check these valves. So let me like I say, you just do this, and you can check check here when you're aligned. Okay, so we're aligned, and there we go. You can see the mark is visible in that hole. So that's the two things you want to happen. You want your alignment here, and then to be able to see the mark. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, and our valves are, you can wiggle the valves. So previous to this, they were pretty tight. You couldn't move them, but both of these are movable. So that's what you want to check for. And I'm going to, we're probably gonna look at this one on the bottom because it's a little easier to see than the one on the top. But basically the same. You have your exhaust. The exhaust valve is the one that we're going to be looking at. So let me get down there and we'll take a look. All right, so we're down on the exhaust valve. The one on top is the intake. We're looking at the exhaust. Believe it or not, it's a little easier to see. We have our engine at top dead center. You know, we lined up our marks on our camshaft gear, and then on the generator, the little line mark that you can see through the bolt hole. But anyways, again, you know, these are, I think the valves at top dead center should have a little play on them. So what we're checking on my feeler gauge here is the clearance. I'm trying to keep my hand on out of the light here. Anyways, yeah, there we go. So you want to check the clearance under there. So I have a 3/1000 feeler gauge that I'm sticking in. For the exhaust on this particular dirt bike, like I say, it's a DR-Z 70. It's 2 to 4 thousandths clearance. So I checked, and these are good. I also checked the intake, so it's 1.5 to 3 thousandths, I think. Anyways, if you have a manual or if you just look online, you can find it for your particular bike or model. Anyways, so mine are good. I don't have to adjust them, but basically if you had to adjust it, what you would do is loosen this. On this bike, it's an 8mm lock bolt here, and then you would adjust this square end screw in or out to get your proper clearance, and then you would tighten the lock bolt back up. I believe the Yamaha manual shows a specific tool, but I think you can just do it with a pair of needle nose pliers or you know, some type of pliers. Basically all you're doing is loosening this bolt, and then you would adjust the valve to the correct clearance and then tighten this locking bolt back on. So this one's good. I don't need to do it, but it recommends this check every 6 months or so. Anyways, just a quick check. It's not terribly hard to get to. Like I say, three or four covers and your bolt here, so you can see top dead center. Anyways, that's it. So the reverse is just putting everything back together, and of course put your spark plug back in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and wrap it up. Thanks. Okay, so after the check of the valves, we remembered that my oldest son, he has a hard time shifting into second and third gear. So I noticed this before. You can see the shifter kind of up high, and then right here it looks like whoever had it before us, you know, they're kind of rubbing their foot or the shifter. Anyways, there's a 10 millimeter bolt right here, and so what we're gonna do is just, and I've already pulled this off and had him sit on it, and he shifted it, you know, with the shifter up here, and then basically just one tooth down.
Let's play catch with this, not that. No.
You know, we moved it down, and he tried it out, and he could shift a lot better. Obviously, you know, when your foot's in, if it's already way up here, you have to lift a lot higher to get it to shift. So he can set his foot down here, and then not as much upward turn of his foot to get to shift. So anyways, I think that'll help him out a lot. He's been, sometimes he can get it to shift, sometimes he just has to slow down and reach down and pull it up. So now he should be able to do it with his foot really easy. Like I say, I put him on and had him try it both ways, and he said this is much better. So just a little bonus there at the end. If you're having troubles with shifting, maybe try to adjust this shifter lever up or down to fit the kid's foot better.